Hello, welcome back to Ascending Lash. I'm Ashley. We're just gonna do a collective reading. We're gonna keep it short. I'm making bacon. You know I always burn the bacon if I go too long on my readings. We're gonna do a check-in. It's Libra full moon today. For some reason, it's a pretty big one. Mostly because it's like karmic justice kind of energy. Libra is justice, balancing of scales. I did a quick reading already today if you'd like to check it out. It's like 7 minutes about balancing your scales. It's very gentle. Chill out. Alright, let's get our main themes with Yin Yang, and then we're also going to use our archetype deck as well. Okay. Let's do 8. Oh, great. Alright, I think we have 5 already. Alright, main energy coming through, party external. Alright, this is about shadow. Like usual. Alright. How many did I say we were gonna do? I don't remember. Did I say how many we were gonna do? Okay, so someone is party hardy. Doing a little too much. There's an apology, forgiveness here. Release, surrender, purge. Reflection, projections, change, courage. Past lack and suffering. Let's go ahead and get one more row. We'll do 12 altogether. Representing each of the zodiacs. No, we're not associating these with zodiacs, but I like to think of numbers as balance. Maybe the number 12 has something to do in your life. 12 in numerology is 3. Life path 3 could be significant. I am also a life path 3. Alright. Receive, open, distance, retreat or time out, home, family commitment, unexpected storm. 2 more. Move along. Oh. Alright, those are the 2. Rejection, loss, and fragmented. Someone's going through some bullshit. And then reunion, soul tie at the bottom. Let's go ahead and get some archetypes quick. And then we'll actually read. Don't forget to put shit underneath the moon if you would like some extra justice in your tools or healing or whatever you use. Let's get 4. 2 more. Thank you. Alright, I'll take all 3. Okay. We got 2 extras. These. We have the flame at the bottom of the deck. Speaking to our inner flame, right? Our passion. Okay, this looks gnarly, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. Okay. So we ended up with 7 archetypes. Okay. Take a deep breath for me. Thank you. Okay. I'm not going to put any restraints on what this is. I do see things here, but I'm going to leave this very open for whoever's on the other side. You or someone around you could be partying or focused on external validation to a space of self-detriment. It could be very hindering in your process. You may feel like you owe someone an apology, or you're expecting an apology, or you're in a space of just allowing things and, you know, clearing out energy. Clearing out energy is a great thing to do on a full moon, especially in Libra. Again, Libra stands for like karmic justice, okay? Whatever you feel like you need to release and surrender and purge today, I highly recommend practicing it, being very intentional about it. Perhaps this is a party lifestyle, perhaps this is people who are toxic for you and you know it. I'm not putting any limitations on those people. You know who they are for you. The more you let those people stay in your life, people, behaviors, habits, mentalities, all of that, right? Not just people, but all of the things. The more you are going to be projecting your bullshit on other people, especially when they are a reflection of you. If you do not trust yourself, you're not going to be able to trust anyone around you, and you are going to automatically detonate. That's not the word, but I mean it works. You're going to explode on people. You're not going to let things get off the ground, whether it's work related, relationship related, friendship. Just you're going to continue to stay stuck in these cycles of projection and reflection and bullshit, and that's cool. I mean, if that's what you choose. Over here we are on a process to consciousness though, so I am sharing how to get out of these cycles. You're gonna have to have the courage to change, quite frankly. You're gonna have to have the courage to look at your past, understand your suffering, have compassion for yourself, right? You're gonna have to take the time to think about the ways you've been rejected, think about the losses, the grief, the ways in which you feel fragmented. It's a process of coming into consciousness, is a process of healing. It's a process of collecting all of the pieces of you, right? Especially the pieces of you when you were little, when people told you what to do, what not to do, really micromanaged us, right? At this time, you could be taking some distance or retreat to kind of go through this process. If you aren't already, I would recommend doing that. You don't have to, like, go to a monk convent. I don't know, that's not the right word. Monastery. You don't have to do that. I'm thinking of the movie Eat, Pray, Love because I just watched that. She did that. You don't have to do that. What you can do is, like, grab a notebook from the Dollar Tree, get yourself a pen, and just, like, be a little bit more intentional about who you are. Journal at night, journal in the morning. Make a list of 3 things you're grateful for is a really great way to start. Practicing affirmations is also a really good place to start. Be open to receiving your own love for yourself. Okay? There could be some sort of family home commitment that's either, I feel like in this case, it's probably stressing you out. Again, don't feel bad about taking distance from people who are stressing you out, okay? Because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're just going to keep, remember we talked about these cycles, these colors are very similar here. You're just going to keep putting yourself through unexpected storms. You're going to keep repeating cycles. I mean, that's what life is all about. The law of karma, just choked on my phlegm. Ew. The law of karma is reciprocal. What you give, you are always going to receive. Point blank, period. The more you understand that, the more you understand how the universe works, the way you understand how karma credit works, again, what you put out, you will receive. Energy, attitude, behavior, mentality, if you're a fucking asshole, you're gonna be met with a lot of assholes on your path, okay? And then we have reunion, soul ties, but what I feel like this is reunion to self. I feel like in this energy we're not ready for anyone outside of us. Not with our first energy being party and external. And then that brings us to our archetypes, and we're gonna start. Where should we start? Well, let's start here. We're gonna start in the middle. The 1. You are the 1. And you're also the 2, right? You have lightness and you have darkness. You have masculine and you have feminine. So the 1 that you want to be, the person that you know yourself true to, this reunion to self with this 1 card. Like, peep the contrast, right? Light and dark. Remember that you are stardust, essentially. I saw this really cool little chick on TikTok. She said yesterday, well, I found it yesterday. that she has this theory that people who are drawn to each other, like if you're feeling drawn to people, or like even in these situations of reflection and projection, again, when we are mirrored with someone outside of us for a lesson in our own self-growth, she said that she thinks that maybe we all were like atoms next to each other during the Big Bang or something. And I really like that. And that's kind of what this photo is giving. Niall is on his tablet. He's not in any harm. So he stims very loudly. My son is autistic, and that's some of the noise he makes. So calm your tits. Okay, now we have the tear alongside the ocean. So this is giving me a couple of things. It could be that you are feeling so sad, you're crying so much, you're going through so much that you've created an ocean out of your tears. That's the main thing I'm getting from this. It's also a very balanced thing here. So we could also say, because it is a full moon, we know how the moon affects the ocean. And we know that we're 80% water. So maybe allow yourself to have a really good cry today. Shower cries are my personal favorite, because then you can just like let everything flow. You can be as loud as you want, and you have the added support of other water there to support, right? Support, okay? And then I'm getting Brady Bunch, Marsha with that. Anyway, might mean something to you. Again, we have dark and light. We have above and below and above, right? So again, finding this balance, and sometimes we have to cry things out. There could just be also talking about grief. I know that there is grief here, whether you're grieving your old self, the way that people have treated you, a person, whatever it is, right? The dead end and the judge are here, and I think I moved a little too fast on these two, so let's go through these two first. We have the hunter and the destroyer, okay? These are kind of giving like parallel energy of like being the hunter and also being the destroyer, right? Because whatever you're hunting is going to be destroyed by that action. So I guess for these two, what I would say is allow yourself to acknowledge your own darkness. Acknowledge when you are destroying things that don't need to be destroyed. Allow yourself to recognize when you're hunting or seeking things a little bit too intensely, because there's a very fragile balance with these two. And again, you know what that is for you. And then we have, again, the judge and the dead end. And I feel like these two are also giving that energy of like comparable. You get to decide if you're at a dead end or if you're going to turn around and make different choices. And again, it depends on what you choose. Life is a choose your own adventure. You get to make decisions about your life, right? Because you are this, you are the one. So for this, I would say today, for this full moon, really practice acknowledging your own bullshit, right? That's the beginning of shadow work. I have put out a ton of materials over here to support that for folks. There's lots of introspection questions in lots of different playlists. Predominantly the daily decolonizing playlist would be a great place to start, because I did shadow work and daily decolonizing together, because I see them as the same. We've all been indoctrinated into this colonial capitalist society, and so we all have things to decolonize from. And again, it's gonna take courage. So instead of partying, today I would really focus on, spiritual hygiene. And I did just do a collective convo about spiritual hygiene. The collective convos on the playlist are like more stigmatized topics or taboo things to talk about. So it's kind of like a normalization of human. But anyway, I would really sit with your own karmic stuff today. And again, I already did that other reading about balancing your scales. This Libra full moon has been very persistent this week in acknowledging its presence. And I feel like that's because it does stand for justice, it stands for balance, it stands for karmic retribution. And as you all know, our world is very imbalanced. So, again, it's going to take all of us doing this work within ourselves to make the world look better, be better, right? And that stands for us. We start with us. We can't expect anything outside of us to be better if we're not doing that for ourselves. Again, because we're all reflections of each other. So, take accountability, take responsibility, and take action on who you know is true to be for you, right? The things you want, the things you see for yourself. No one's going to make that happen for you except you. So use this energy, harness the energy to really balance yourself out. Have a good one.